Okay, here we go again. Feels like it's been a hot minute since I've done one of these. I didn't do a video yesterday because my camera was dead and the what is it called? The SD card only had room enough on it for 4 minutes of film. And so I need to get home and I need to clean out my SD card. I need to catch up. At this point, I have fallen mightily behind on things. And so I try to stay a month ahead of my uploads. So if it's, for example, if today is March 12th, then I should have uploads through April 12th. And I think today actually is March 12th, somewhere around there. But I know that I only have videos up through April 8th. And part of that problem comes from the fact that I've got two actual video projects going on. I finished the first one, The Real Peel, which was for the Joel Haver challenge. And now I'm working on my Comic-Con video. And the thing that I'm running into is that the video editing time that I am actually using, I'm putting towards these longer videos, and I'm not knocking out the small stuff that I normally would be doing. I think I'm going to have to, I have a friend who really wants to hang out and spend time, but I was out all last weekend, and I've already got one thing planned this weekend, and so I think I'm gonna have to try and get at least one day to myself, because I am just perpetually behind in everything and I cannot seem to catch up. My chores are behind. My kitchen, I feel like, is in a constant state of mess, and maybe that's just the way in which kitchens are, but I still feel like there's a decent amount of mess that I can alleviate. And so hopefully I can catch up this weekend. I'm really hoping to catch up a decent amount today even. Yesterday was an okay day. I had a headache and then I worked through it, and then it kind of went away, but by the time it went away it was like 9 o'clock. I didn't really feel like doing anything anyway, so I just went to bed. But hoping today I can avoid that fate and I can have a super productive day. I was supposed to make fried rice to take for lunches throughout this week, and I didn't do that. And so now I've got to figure out what I'm going to do there. It's raining today, which is always fun. Let's see, what else was I going to talk about? Today's topic was supposed to be adulting and how I've discovered that I'm not very good at it. I was trying to do my taxes yesterday, and while I was trying to do my taxes, I figured out that, you need your property tax and whatever else you spend, your personal property tax and your real estate tax. I don't remember. There's two of them that I have to spend money on, and you're supposed to put them in here, I think, when you claim your taxes, which I know I paid them, but I can't figure out what I did with the receipts. And so I can remember taking the money out of my bank, and I think it was on the 10th of December. And so I am going to try and find the dollar amounts that I spent on those two transactions. And it's just lame because I'm just I feel like I am just behind everywhere I go now. I'm behind on these videos. I'm trying to upload stuff to, I'm trying to get my taxes filled out and figured out, and I can't find the documents that I need. I didn't make the meal that I wanted. I very much so just need a reset. And I think that's why, like, so initially when I asked for this time off, I asked for the Monday after off. And I really should have actually taken that day, because now I'm just perpetually behind because I was out all weekend and I just cannot play catch up. And I've got a lot of things going on. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, you're single and you don't have a family. And it's like, I've got ad campaigns that I'm running. I've got a constant flow of book reviews that I'm trying to establish. And there's a lot of things that I've got going on, plus like my actual work life, that it's rather difficult for me to just exist for an extended period of time. But that is what I feel like my life wants me to do. And so at any rate, I am going to attempt to get the taxes done today, and then hopefully I can start to focus on other things. And like, I'm gonna have to start saying no to people because I need time to myself and to sort out these sorts of things. Hopefully Sunday I can knock out any videos that I have going on. I need to finish going through the Comic-Con video, because it's like over an hour long, and I'm just trying to splice in other like video clips and stuff to keep it interesting. It's not going to be like this major project, but still, like, going through an hour-long video and splicing in stuff, it takes time. It takes a significantly longer amount of time than these 20-minute video edits do. And like I said, I'm not really editing them. I'm just refining the audio and then throwing them out to the world. So the hope here is that I can... This person in front of me is driving incredibly erratically. They keep braking. But the hope here is that I can catch up this weekend and no longer feel like I am just perpetually behind. I need to level set on my lunches, because that's the other thing, is I'm behind on my food. I think I already said that. I just feel like I'm behind everywhere. And I need to work a little better about getting like a schedule down again. The one thing that's nice is I'm done writing, so I don't have to, well, I'm not done writing, but I finished the book that I'm working on. And so I don't have to devote a lot of time to a writing project, and I haven't like felt the need to do that yet either, because there's several projects that I could be writing on right now, but I've decided to sit that down for a little bit in favor of other things. And like, oh, I should really start at some point in time recording the audio book for If Ghosts Could Cry. There's just so much that needs to be done, so much to do. And as they classically say, there's so much to do and so little time to do it. And that's what brings me back to my whole wanting my time back so that I don't have to spend so much time here at work. A buddy of mine, me and a buddy, were catching up yesterday, and Bill Skarsgård's brother apparently messaged him saying that he really liked his artwork. And I was like, that's awesome, dude. Like, go you. And I'm like, now I'm daydreaming about the day that the Skarsgårds get together and make him a bajillionaire. And then like, I was like, can I just get like 1 million off of you? And then I could spend half of it on real estate property and then hold half of it for myself, and then just leave the workforce and never work again. And so hopefully I can start working towards some things. I need to get back on. I was on this financial kick. I met with the financial advisor. I was doing all this work, and I put some money into a high yield savings account, and like that was it. And I was like, nah, I need to do more than that. I need to get some stocks set up. I need to get some, what is it called? I need to get some stocks set up. I need to get probably more money into the high yield savings accounts, because there's no sense in me having a majority of my savings in my savings account when I'm getting 0.06 out of it versus the high yield accounts when I'm getting 5.2. And as long as you're above 3, you're good. And like, I think what happened to the high yield savings accounts is the interest rates have gone down. And so when I signed up, it was a 5.32. And now I'm at a 5.26. And so I'm like, oh, what's the point? Why am I doing this? And I have to remember, I was like, there actually is a big point to this. And you have made more money off of your savings account this month than you have probably all year long. So you should really, get back into that. And so hopefully I need to just in general get back to what I was doing with savings and everything. And I'm hoping May I can really level set and be like, okay, I'm done with all this mess. I'm not going to keep messing around with this, and we'll see what happens. But like, I have not, I'm like, the problem is like May is like halfway through the year, and if I haven't divulged anything into savings all year, then what am I doing? And part of it, it's like a 2-part program really, because a lot of people say that, it's good to have an emergency fund, but if you're just letting your money sit there and collect dust in a savings account, then you're technically losing money on it. And like, they want you to spend your money on investment opportunities. And even though they're not investment opportunities in the traditional sense, my extra money has been going to my creative projects. And if all pans out, or if anything pans out, then I will have gotten a decent amount out of back from that, and I'll be able to reap the rewards for it. Obviously, right now I'm getting nothing back from it, and it feels like a giant waste of time. But hopefully, sometime in the near future, it will no longer be this big old ugly waste of time, and it'll be this thing that I spent a decent amount of time on and I'm actually reaping the rewards for. So I don't know. At the end of the day, it is difficult to know what is going to get you where, and everybody's journey is different. But like, just right now, I am just feeling perpetually behind. I feel like I keep getting on here and whining about it, but my videos are not getting hardly any views. I do have the cartoon project that I've jumped back on. I've jumped back on Compression Man, which will hopefully help me to have more firepower to get behind the that Planet Comic-Con. I want to get a booth there really badly. And that's the other thing, is I need to figure out like booths here for our local thing. I need to figure out how I'm going to set up my booth to be better than everybody else's booths. Because like, when the end of the day comes and you're at this event and you've got the loudest booth there, people are going to be naturally drawn to see what you've got going on. I also want to know if there's a way for me to get proof or to get copies of this book without releasing it officially on Amazon, because I want to do like an early release party at the fall festival and then release it officially next year, because I don't think that I'm going to have another book done. I want to average 2 books a year, but I didn't average any books last year. And so now I'm behind, and I have, by the time October rolls around, this next book should be done. But I don't know, trying to figure all these logistical things out. I'm balancing a lot, and it's honestly a bit too much, but hopefully it pays off, and one day I will wake up and be like, oh my gosh, you drove yourself crazy all this time doing all this work, and now you're good. And it's amazing to me how hard it is to see the road when it's nighttime and wet. Like, I drive these roads every day, and I'm like, where's the line? Am I on the line? Am I before the line? Am I after the line? I don't know. But, yeah, my adulting skills are not great, and the fact that I still call it adulting is probably a case in point as to why they're not great. And then, my tasks that I assign myself are falling behind, and I'm really hoping for a reset in May, and that's a month and a half away now, and so I really should probably try a little harder to not do a reset there, but that's when I have time. That's the thing, is that's when I have time, is in May. And so it's really tempting sometimes. I just opened up this part-time position, and I was like, ugh, even having 10 hours of my life back is very tempting. Like, it would be, it's a catch-22, because right now I'm in a financial situation where I can afford to dump all kinds of money on these projects. But if I were to move down to less of a time commitment, then I'd have more time to commit to these projects. And it's like, which one is more beneficial? The time spent or the money spent? And I don't know that it's going to be a clear cut, oh, this, you got more value out of this than you did out of that. I've been looking up my advertising strategies and stuff, because they say that my advertisements have been shown to 100,000 people, but not a single one of them have bought the book. And so it's like, is this worth it? Because I'm paying $100 now to advertise my book, and not a single person has even thought to buy it. I got a good review thing going. There's this guy on YouTube that I found that releases videos for publishing on Amazon and succeeding through Amazon publishing, and I've been following his stuff a lot, and he has a lot of good material. Like, I didn't even know about this book review thing until then, and so with any luck something will become of it. But like right now, I'm still just as unpopular as I've always been, and I need to find some local events too that I can try and set up a booth at, and just getting myself out there and getting known is a large part of it. Networking is a very powerful tool, and that's the problem, is I work, and when I'm not working, if I'm networking, then maybe I'm doing something worth my time. But it's very hard to work and to network and to do all these things all at the same time, especially when some, if not all of them, don't really feel like they're worth the time. So I don't know, it's a weird, yucky place that I find myself in, and I try to enjoy the process as much as humanly possible and hope that someday I will have made it so far that I can look back at these days and be like, whew, it's a good thing I did all that, because now I am here. But while you're here in the grind phase, it wears you down. But like, I know that I at least have the mindset for it. Going to this Comic-Con has really helped me establish that, because I'm not, how do I want to put this? I'm not against like spending money and enjoying events like that. Though I do see it under a different lens. Like when I was there, it wasn't like, man, this is a great time. I mean, it was a great time, but it wasn't like, that wasn't the focus. My focus was like, man, the business opportunity here. You have all these people in this place, and like there's a huge opportunity here for some business. And traffic right now is incredibly backed up, and I don't know why. It's never this backed up on this intersection. And it's like 7 o'clock. I wonder if there's an accident up ahead or something. Oh, Lordy be. It's Thursday. I'm just really hoping. Oh, the lights are out. But, like, you think that wouldn't be too hard to figure out. It's just a four-way stop at that point. But, yeah, I'm just really hoping that this weekend I can recover from having been gone all weekend. And, like, I don't realize how much the weekend is a part of like my regular scheduled time, if that makes sense, until until it's the weekend and you've missed an entire weekend. And it's like, here it is Thursday, and I'm still feeling the effects of that. Because that's like a whole 48 hours I would have had to myself that I didn't have. And it is just eating me alive. It's bad. And so hopefully this weekend I can catch up. And then I can open my schedule back up to people and be like, all right, I'm willing to hang out with people again. Like I was saying, I hang out with someone on Saturday. But hopefully between Friday and Sunday, I can move in the right direction and get somewhere, and then I can walk into the next week being better at what I was doing. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I do need to adjust the amount of money that I'm taking out for taxes, because I am at least gonna owe $200, and so I want to get that fixed. But I haven't even gone down the route of the state taxes yet, and I feel like I owe more with state than I ever do with federal. And so we'll see there what happens. And I feel like I've noticed this before, but I can't remember how I noticed it or where I noticed it. But my mom was talking about when she was doing hers, she noticed that they said that they were supposed to pay X amount of dollars in taxes, and she knew right off the bat that they didn't pay it because she could see what she had paid. And so that was yucko. I owe this year too, which isn't a major surprise. I have owed ever since I started with my company, and it just progressively got worse until one year I think I was up to like $2,000 or something that I owed, and I was like, okay, I've got to figure something out here. I can't be forking out $2,000 every tax season. And so what I did was I added up how much I owed that year, and I divided it by 12, and it came out to be like an extra $18 a month. And then, or no, it was $18 a paycheck actually, because I was getting paid bi-weekly then. At any rate, it was $18 a paycheck, and I rounded it up to 20. I took $20 out of each paycheck, and I wound up actually getting money back for a change. And so that was a refreshing thing. Well, I've since then been promoted twice now, and am trying to figure out what that looks like. And is this person gonna go? I can't tell because there's a truck right next to me, and this truck is large. At any rate, so yeah, I finally got money back that year. It was nothing significant. It was probably like less than $100, but at least I didn't owe, which was the goal. The goal was not to owe. And so then, when I got these 2 promotions, I took the percentage of promotion and I had them deduct that amount from my check to try and stay ahead of it. Well, it looks like I didn't quite stay ahead because I owe $200, which is significantly better than $2,000, but I still owe, which is never any fun. Even if it's a piddly amount of money, it's like, oh, I'm getting an extra $20 this month. What am I going to do with that? And that's the other interesting thing, is like how people view money. Successful people view it in a different way than unsuccessful people, but like they're different and similar at the same time. Like, successful people view money more as a tool than as this means to an end, something that you need to sustain your life or whatever, while the unsuccessful people view it more as a burden. And like, neither of them value money the way in which it is intended to be valued, but the difference in mindset makes the world a difference when you're trying to succeed. Because if you could see money as a tool to get you somewhere that you want to be, versus as a burden on your life and an inconvenience that keeps you from things, then you're more likely to leverage it in your advantage than you are to allow it to rule you or to ruin you. And so I know that I at least have that mindset, and I am trying my darndest to leverage it as a tool in my favor. But right now, I just feel like I'm going a whole lot of nowhere with it. And I need to get back to, well, that's the weird thing, is like I don't know, like, I don't know what to do and what I'm not doing or what I am doing, but like the Instagram posts that I make are just dead. And like the YouTube posts that I make are just dead. And it's like, if the algorithm is convinced that my content is crap and that no one wants to watch it, then how do I convince it to give me a second try? Do I just scrap this channel and try over again? Or do I do something else? I don't know. It's a weird beast that I don't understand. And I feel like a lot of people like to say no one understands it, but I feel like there are people who do understand it. And it works and it makes sense for them. And good for them. But I'm not one of those people. And I feel like I've more or less just whined my way through the day. So hopefully you guys stuck around this long and I didn't bore you half to death.